Hey guys, welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I did the level up for Stooge. Let's take a look at that. I just got mortally effective and agility. Get that AP back. And now we're going to just keep going. Not sure... Okay. Lord Captain, we have received an astropathic message from Dargonis. Achilles Scalander reports a Xenos raid against a merchant ship in Gartrafal's Calamity. Okay. A new message from Master Scalander. Lord Captain, Achilles' aides have reported that the Xenos leader will be heading an attack on the Paradise World Grantus. Okay, is this replaying what happened previously when we were hunting down Drukhari raids? We have identified the breed of Xenos that pose this threat. The Eldari, humanity's ancient and insidious foes. I focused all my attention on investigating the attacks across your protectorate. I suspected that there was something bigger behind the Xenos attacks plot. Okay. How is it that you were the only soul who managed to escape the trap on Ryka Minoris? How much truth is there to the rumors that the heretic Conrad Voitvy is spreading about you? I'm going to ignore any minor liberties that you, esteemed rogue trader, may have afforded yourself. Okay. Do my eyes deceive me? Explain yourself, Alan Tuck. Why is there a shard of Cruderak in your chamber? Okay. Is there anything down here? No, we can't even go down there. Yeah, there's nothing else. Okay.
You are accused of consorting with Xenos, betraying the Imperium, and neglecting the interests of humankind.
Okay, what does this thing do? Pulsating strands stretch from under Cassia's headpiece, one wrapping around her neck while the others drain her lifeblood through her weeping eye sockets and mouth. Okay, that's kind of gruesome. Nothing over here.
The Tribunal is waiting for your explanations. Come closer.
And here comes our principal witness, the rogue trader himself. If the presented evidence was not enough to convince you, his testimony will conclude this confusing case, full of oath-breaking lies and heresy. You drag this boy into this trial and now expect someone will lend an ear to a lowly heretic's testimony? I thought better of you, Interrogator Van Calox. Was so very wrong. Lady Theodora's voice sounds even harsher and angrier than you remember. Enough, let him speak. The sooner this business is concluded, the better. Then let us continue. Shielded by the powers of the warrant of trade granted by the Imperium, Theodora von Valancius more than once allowed herself to openly collaborate with Xenos. You have never seen such a contemptuous grimace on the interrogator's face. She plunged her entire protectorate into apostasy and heresy, including the current rogue trader, and went out of her way to prevent the Inquisition and me personally from maintaining order inside the Expanse. Does the rogue trader admit to fraternizing the Xenos, serving them as a puppet, and rejecting God Emperor's blessed light for the sake of his heretical desires and base profit? Willpower 10? That's not going to work. Wait, something is wrong. Why are you all here? Where is Marajai? What happened? The Xenos is gone. I don't think we can pass this willpower check. So I think we should go with the Iconoclast option in case failing the willpower check actually sort of fails this whole interaction. So let's go with that. Died, you say, but who are you talking to if I did? Get one simple truth into your empty head. Your role in these events is negligible. You shall think me the emperor on the golden throne if I so choose, and think me dead if it strikes my fancy. But this is not what matters right now. Just looking in your direction makes me sick. Why must I speak to the filth? The last words are obviously meant for the court, not you. Okay, that was a bit odd. The weird flashing with black screens. Heinrich bends over you with a crooked smile. Rogue trader, are you alright? Or was your heretical association with Xenos so disruptive that you've lost your mind? The mocking words do little to hide his irritation. The interrogator is obviously displeased with the turn the conversation is taking. The Inquisitor leans forward slightly at the sight of your anguish. For a brief moment, the boredom in his eyes is gone. It was amusing, but the joke has outstayed its welcome. Theodora shoots the interrogator a nasty look. It is painfully obvious this heretic is dancing to your tune, his word against mine. You had lost before you even unsheathed your blade, Heinrichs. You need not worry, dear Lord Captain. It was not my intention to bring up unsupported claims. Heinrichs produces a data slate and skillfully manipulates the device until he locates the necessary information. There was not much evidence to collect, but the mere fact that the rogue trader inevitably ended up in the right place when the Drukhari attacked his worlds and merchant vessels, even sometimes late, is the best proof that he was collaborating with other Xenos. Who else could provide detailed information about the Cabal's future movements and raiding targets? Submit to the illusion? Let's go with, yes, I did cooperate with Xenos. This I will not deny. These are the only two options, and I think this one is better. Cooperation is a double-edged sword. Sometimes you use your partner, and sometimes your partner uses you, which is what happened to the rogue trader. Lady Theodora used him to undermine the standing of the Imperium in the Expanse. Tribunal remains silent, although those present cast anxious glances at your predecessor. At this point, the Tribunal probably wants to know what the true intentions of the Von Valancius dynasty are. The rogue trader claims he has been waging war against the Drukhari this entire time. Except, was there really a war, or was it another carefully staged performance? Heinrichs is looking at you closely, almost without blinking. Allow me to explain what actually happened. Stooge Von Valancius personally invited the Drukhari to his worlds and then used their strength and resources to sow chaos in the Expanse to gain leverage over his rivals. It is very convenient to play the victim while working with those who rob your neighbors blind and terrify the worlds that pay you tribute. How much did you profit from this, rogue trader? Did you think I would not uncover your pathetic conspiracy? Enough of this circus, Heinrich. I did not set up any attacks. Failed, of course. Oh, it's a 40% check. Really? Or at least that is what you wanted to say. However, the alien will makes you say something else entirely. It was originally Lady Theodora's plan. She, her servants, always let me know where the next Drukhari attack would take place. Your pathetic attempts to paint me as a heretic are like a blunted rapier, tedious and useless. Theodora's gaze is not directed at you. She is addressing Heinrichs. I do not think so. Another witness to your atrocities arrived alongside the rogue trader. If the court so desires, my speech will run like a river and wash away your doubts. I found a shard of my home in the rogue trader's chambers. An entire craft world vanished among the stars, the only clue to its fate resting in the hands of this monkey. That was when I began to suspect that he had something to do with the misfortune that had befallen my Comorragh. Do not be deceived by his breed. There is a cunning predator lurking behind the fluttering of fragile butterfly wings. The monkey before you is a bizarre amalgamation of qualities not usually inherent in his feeble species. He has mastered the mysteries of many of this world's cultures, the secrets of the universe and ancient artifacts, the fine art of war, the intricacies of deceit, all are embodied in a single monkey, however hard it may be to believe. However, the thread that bound our paths broke the moment I realized the monkey's involvement in the disappearance of my home. To flee the rogue trader, I tracked down and eliminated his chief tracker, who has pursued our kin in this part of the galaxy for many years and thus earned clemency before this court. So Achilles did not simply vanish, you helped him disappear. I say he had only himself to blame. An agent who cannot recognize an impending threat is useless. Heinrich nods with satisfaction, noticing your reaction, or rather the lack of it. The court has been presented with enough evidence, and I hope no one is harboring any doubts as to the guilt of the von Valancius dynasty. But let us allow the rogue trader to say his final word. We are all curious to know what you have gleaned from this inquiry. I'm struggling to make sense of what is going on here. You do not need to understand, monkey. You have done what was required of you. Now muster your strength. We still have a fun. Enough. After the spell is lifted, staggering pain pierces your body, darkness clouds your vision, and nausea creeps up your throat, but the wounds you manage to forget soon remind you that you are still alive. Archon Nazrake. The weakness of your subjects is an insult to the Council of Archons and the Supreme Overlord of Comorragh himself, Remeris. The commanding inhuman voice tears you from the vice of agony, and you see an unknown Drukhari in the center of the chamber whose presence alone causes your insides to clench. Instead of fighting and ripping what they are owed from Destiny's hands by force, they dare to crawl into the Dark Palace begging for favors. There's no way that's going to happen. Look at the Drukhari upon the throne. One half of his face is hidden behind a golden mask with an intimidating visage. The other half is showing a malicious, sharp-toothed leer. The Xenus's elaborate armor is decorated with skulls and patches of human skin impaled on countless blades and hooks. He carries himself with authority and ease, as though he is a ruler who holds the thread of fate of all those present tightly in his grasp. Look at Marajai. A smug grin has fled Marajai's face. He clutches the hilt of his blade and casts a vicious look at the female Drukhari in sumptuous armor. Look at Eliot. Where is Eliot, actually? Eliot absorbs every word, occasionally wincing in pain and covering her weeping wounds. Her posture and gestures are full of tension, like prey cornered by a pack of predators. Eliot shrinks under the hungry stares of those around her. Let's look at the female Drukhari then. Yeah, that was never gonna succeed. -205%. The Xenos looks menacing. Perhaps she is the personal guard of the Drukhari sitting on the throne. With the greatest respect, mighty Nazrake, Archon of the Cabal of the Black Heart, first among the chosen, voice of the Overlord of the Dark City, bringer of demise, conqueror of 100 worlds. Nazrake dismisses Marajai like a bothersome fly. The Council of Archons has heard enough platitudes, Drakon Marajai, and no longer wishes to. Slight intrigues, ruthless chill to jagged ice turns. Okay. Didn't manage to read all of that. Stranger. Portrait makes it look like a harlequin, but I'm not sure. Of vitriol verbose, the cut and thrust keep time with fate's own machinations grave, but whose deft footwork leads to naught but dust, while from its brutal finish none can save. This play the puppet master granted me, through murky stalls a path obligingly. Okay. The great puppet master, has the Vect himself invited you to this chamber? The Archon chokes on his own words but quickly regains his composure. No matter, you may be our guest, Arabenian, but you are merely a spectator in this performance. And spectators do not belong on the stage, as you undoubtedly know. Do not interfere. The stranger presses a delicate finger to the lips of his sorrowful mask and says with a twinkle in his eye, "A shadow in the shadows will I be." Yeah, I don't think this is happening. Look at the Eldari who interrupt the trial. The smooth, subtle movements of this Xenos are unlike the rough lunges of the Drukhari or the cautious gestures of the children of Surian. But your aching head and the lingering fugue prevent you from focusing your eyes on the daring soul who interrupted the Archon. The Xenos catches your eye and nods. For a moment, the play of shadows on the mask appears to twist its expression into a mischievous grin. This isn't going to work either, but let's see what it says. Judging by the Archon's reaction, this is a prominent figure in the Drukhari hierarchy, but memory fails you. You are not familiar with the Xenos by that name. I will burn all of you in this den of heresy. I shall soon be adding your mask. Stop acting up. Just listen in to the conversation. The Archon addresses the female Drukhari standing beside him, his eyes alight with mockery, not directed at her, however, for he is still looking at Marajai. How does the Archon intend to pay for her Cabal's blatant disrespect? I am waiting for your reply, Iremerus, and my patience is growing thinner with each breath you take. Marajai's eyes widen, filled with astonishment and disbelief. He seems to have been certain of the outcome and did not expect what he is hearing now. His lips twist in an enraged snarl, hatred directed at the Xenos on the throne, and yet it finds no outlet under the gazes of the dozens of Drukhari in the chamber. Iremerus, I humbly bow before the Council of Archons and apologize for this outburst on behalf of the Cabal. Allow me to prove my respect to you with humble gift. Iremerus points at you with a clawed finger and flashes a satisfied grin. The Drakon of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest himself and his amusing monkey plaything with their entourage of hapless freaks will enter your arenas and fight the best warriors for the crowd's amusement. A muffled chuckle can be heard from under Nazrake's mask. Comorragh accepts your gift, Iremerus. But what should I do? For Marajai is the first among your blades. Should I cast him out of the palace and condemn to disgrace, or should I be merciful and allow him to leave the chamber on his own? The Archon's chilling gaze falls upon you. I think I know who will make this difficult decision. A creature whose mewling the Council of Archons was meant to heed. Is this not right, Marajai? You will receive what you have been longing for. It will be the monkey who decides your fate. Marajai's face contorts in despair. His gaze shifts from the Archon to you, then to Euremerus and back, but he does not dare to utter an objection. Say nothing. The lesser races are disgustingly primitive. The Archon of the Cabal of the Blackheart addresses Marajai, ignoring your words. Well, I didn't say anything, actually. The monkey cannot even decide the fate of its enemy, and you were hoping that someone here would lend an ear to its words. Amusing. The arenas of Comorragh would devour you and your playthings. With a hiss of rage, Marajai draws his blades, preparing to fight back. The Archon nods in satisfaction and makes an unfamiliar gesture. The guards draw closer to you. Let us return to you, Euremerus. Who just got killed? Is that Marajai? The laughter of the masked Xenos interrupts the Archon and echoes under the vaults of the chamber in a resounding baritone. And all the masks upon their marks now stand. The slave of vanity, the spire ascends, the thief and traitor cast downward by her hand. Unbeknownst to all, their fate depends upon a lead unseen, a player green. The Xenos leans forward and eyes you with genuine interest. The mask hides his narrow face and his motley garb shimmers in the dim light. Is this how you treat the hospitality of Comorragh, Arabenian? The Archon angrily balls his fist, the shadow of his wrath hanging over the Eldari interloper like a thundercloud. I thought your words were worth more. You insult me by interrupting the trial again. The Xenos sweeps into a theatrical bow without taking his eyes off Nazarke's face. You, Archon, speak a just rebuke in truth. Fate's melodies and snarls fantastic have entrapped me here, and when I heard them play, I could not keep my lips from grinning wide. Here comes the hour for shadows to retreat, to where the curtain waits to rise. The laugh, with no beginning, now sends forth the call. The world is an impenetrable haze of warm pain. You lie motionless. No, you rest in the murky gloom, slowly dissolving into nothingness. Sometimes your repose is troubled by unpleasant and persistent tremors coming from the place where your legs used to be. You do your best to ignore them. Away, you vulture, this is not your prey. A vaguely familiar voice reaches you through the curtain of darkness, but your disobedient thoughts refuse to reveal where and when you have heard it before. Was it just recently or 100 lifetimes ago? The trembling coming from your legs is replaced with a violent jerking motion, and then it finally stops. From this phantasmagoria retreat and deftly seize my merchant vagabond. The puppet master strings left dangling. Again rise up to take your place and dance. A spark ignites in the darkness and its light ruthlessly cuts through the gloom that envelops you. An ugly image of the reality around you assaults your retina. You can feel your body again and realize it is filled with pain. Your shoulder is sore from an injection. Rogue Trader Stooge von Valancius lies before you. Kneel and help me to rise. That seems a bit odd. Let's go with this one. Until I get a cup of recaf, my vital status is yet to be determined. Alas, the bliss of death will not save you not. The whirling waltz of chance and gloom you'll dance. A prickling sensation burns your shoulder, and the darkness at last fully withdraws from your mind. Whatever the injection was, it is making your heart beat a frenzied tattoo, and your pupils narrow so that you now register every detail of the disgusting place in which you have found yourself in merciless clarity. 1%? Okay. Succeeded? What? You immediately regret this decision. Every inch of your body is suffering. There is a dull, debilitating pain in your head caused by chemicals of some kind. Your body is covered in deep cuts made either for fun or with sinister intent. All of your organs appear to be intact, but the same cannot be said for your blood. You have lost a great deal. Finally, a strange gnawing spasm occasionally flares at the base of your skull. It is not severe, but for some reason it is what concerns you most of all. All your equipment is gone, as are your shoes. You do not even have a knife at hand to fend off enemies or to open your veins. Look at your rescuer. Your eyes refuse to focus on the blurry figure of the person who came to your aid. He appears to be tall, and your mind emphatically refuses to continue, for every moment of concentration causes you suffering. I have seen you somewhere before. Who are you? A dream obscure of death, deliverance, illuminating will, and agony. Look around. You are surrounded by the dead, numerous corpses, mutilated bodies, and pieces thereof. Humans, Drukhari, and other Xenos unfamiliar to you lie motionless in this gruesome mortuary. Where am I? Among the shadows in the wings you lie, where taut are pulled the puppet master's strings. The stranger intricately links his fingers to mimic the tools of a puppeteer. My companions, where are they? Not here. The roles have been decided now, but if you play your part, perhaps the plot will draw you back together, or to doom. The figure's cruel laughter follows. Yeah. I think this is a Harlequin. Kind of... I don't know the full lore about Harlequins, but they are quite interesting. This overture in verse, the final lines, the merchant's time to tread the boards has come. Embark you now upon your pilgrimage and take my parting gift, a humble prop. The stranger deposits something in your hand and disappears into the twilight. Gift from beyond the grave. An unremarkable and weak pistol, the engraving covering its surface is far more valuable than any meager stopping power it might possess. Your body has suffered too much to obey your mind. Rather, that is how it would have been for someone else, perhaps, but not for you. You have lived through worse. Anguish and torture could never break you now. You will rise to your feet and press on. All that is left to understand is why you should. Let's obviously go with the iconoclast option. Remember all the people whose lives depend on you. Gain the power of honor. Oh, 10 toughness. Nice. Hundreds of faces flash before your mind's eye. Friends, subjects, and companions. The universe is cruel and full of darkness, and your will and determination are the only barrier between your loved ones and its crushing apathy and brutality. You have no right to die, not here and not now. Resoluteness floods your veins like incandescent plasma, and you make another attempt to get up. You get up. Yes, your body aches and rebels against you, but your tempered mind is stronger than mortal flesh. You draw yourself up straight and take in your surroundings. Okay, well, there's a way out to the pit. That doesn't sound so good. Deformed bones. Your bones have deformed, curved, and misaligned, making your movements clumsy and body feel alien. Your body is mangled by cruel torture. You're on the verge of death. Okay. You can feel something crawling inside your eye. You have lost most of the vision in it. Okay. And a fresh injury, of course. Let's take a quick look at this. Chancellor Viserion brought news of troubling events on footfall. Okay. Find a way to escape Comorragh. Escape the corpse dump. Okay. Reunion, so find our companions, obviously. After coming to his senses at the corpse dump, the Lord Captain discovered that his boots were missing. Finding them is a matter of honor. Okay. Well, that's true. That's definitely not the biggest problem. Okay. do I have to... Well, I don't have any... Okay. That was dumb. Forgot to highlight my guy first. The corpses smile at you with warmth and whisper quietly, "You are done with. Join us." Okay. Search. Machine right set. Okay. That's all you have to do to escape the corpse dump. Okay. Lord Captain is heavily wounded. He has been robbed and his companions are nowhere to be found. Trapped in this disturbing place, he, more than ever, needs to find shelter and medical aid and plan his next steps. Okay. If you surrender to the coffin, lie down, it will be easier to breathe and your lungs will stop burning. Okay. Just found that. Skin patch removes 1 trauma. Okay. That sounds pretty handy. Gladiator's healing kit restores wounds, removes bleeding, burning, and toxin, heals 1 fresh injury, or if none, 1 old injury. If the character has the combat medic or field medic talents, the amount of restored wounds will be increased by the bonuses provided by these talents. Okay. To the beggar. Don't hurt me, I've got nothing. Yeah, fair enough. Save it here for a sec. Another search. Large medkit. Okay. Blasted Voidbeer. He killed your people, tore down your banner, and replaced it with his heretical rag. Okay, let's search this guy. You find nothing that could be of use to you. Okay, was that a failed check? Ugly beggar. It is nigh impossible to identify this horrendous spawn dressed in rags as a human being, or rather a genetic anathema descended from human beings. The mutant's hideous appearance is complemented by brutal scars and a partially flayed face. You seem to have made an equally poor impression on the wretched beggar. He sizes you up and rasps. You look like a Groxpat. How are you still breathing with wounds like that? Perception test failed. The beggar's features are appalling to the point of being too oppressive to observe. I'm in need of help. Really? A gripping tale? And why should I give a crap? Wow, that doesn't look like that's gonna work. Although I think our agility is higher than 40. Perhaps we can strike a deal. You want to trade? I've got things to trade. What have you got? Apart from your innards or whatever that thing is that keeps trying to fall out of your gut. I can give you this. I got one of those already, and mine's meaner than yours. Let's try this commerce thing. No. Not convinced. Why don't you back off before I feel like proving that my gun is better than yours? Fair enough. I figured that. A trade between 2 beggars. What a laugh. Nah, we're not begging. You reek of blood. That's not good. That smell draws a lot of attention around these parts. I'm out of here. Okay. Moves 1 trauma. Do we have a trauma? I don't think we have a trauma. Do we? Heals 1 fresh injury. 30 deformed bones. Okay, that's why. Right. These corpses fell down here from above. You hear them whispering about the beauty of their long descent and the cruelty of the impact that broke their cold bodies. Okay. Stim. Okay, this doesn't look like there's anywhere else to go but up here. If you surrender to the cough and lie down, it will be easier to breathe and your lungs will stop burning. Okay. Let's quick save it here for a second. Then we'll search this thing. Another stim. Okay. Everything is up there? Not exactly sure. If you surrender to the cough and lie down, it will be easier. Okay, yep, sure. In a pleasant voice, the strange device invites you to put your hand in its depths and press the activation button. Yeah, no thanks. There are so many dead people around you. How? It must be void. Yet damn him for what he has done to your crew. An enormous eye stares at you through the glowing portal. Or rather, the portal is the eye of something enormous. And it's more patiently waiting for you to step inside. Okay? That doesn't sound so good. Alright, he also has nothing to take, apparently. More drugs. Yep. Gladiator's healing kit. Okay. Alright, so that place is explored. I guess we're heading back down. Okay. You fool, do you have a death wish? That's why they came here to gut people like us. I'm still going to try and sneak past. Maybe they won't notice. Yeah, they noticed. I told you not to let them see you. They're hunters, damn butchers. Harbour-like warrior. Okay. Save it here then. Let's try to do this. Okay. Do they see me? They don't seem too concerned. Not sure exactly what's going on here. But picking a fight with no gear is not going to end well for us. Ooh, we only just passed it. Okay, I think I want to try and get to this goods thing, so just trying to figure out how we can do that without triggering any of them. Okay, so we made it here. Save it here. So the ranger's coming around now. Ranger's gone over there. Okay. Alright, got through that. There's nothing up there at the moment. There's just that beggar that got killed, okay. Save it here. And let's get that equipment that we can use. Grant 5 agility and agi bonus percentage dodge against attacks of opportunity. That's not that good. Deals from 25 to 50 toxic damage with 20% armor penetration and inflicts 3 stacks of the melting effect for 2 rounds. If the target has dodged this grenade, only 1 stack of melting is inflicted. Okay. What can we... Removes 1 trauma. Heals 1 fresh injury. $84 wounds. Okay. The question is, do I want to fight this? Kind of do. What's this thing? Dead man grins condescendingly, beckoning you to take the place beside him. Okay. Your wounds barely hurt at all, and your body feels surprisingly light. Okay. What's just happened there? Barking weapon of weapon discharges becomes Theodora's disapproving grumble. Okay. Your brave enforcers spend their every waking moment training. After all, Voidbeer could return at any moment. Much as I would like to fight those guys, I'm not sure I can, not with all this terrible gear, so let's just move on. Maybe we can come back later on and take them out. Okay, seen this already. Should we just use the gladiator's healing? Darkened eye, deformed bones, and 100 wounds, hamstrung. In order to cripple you without completely robbing you of the ability to move, okay? Malice. Okay. The den you have found yourself in is filled with heady smoke and the walls are lined with living shadows. The center of attention is a snake-like Xenos. He is engaged in conversation with a pale, harried-looking Drukhari, and pays you no mind, much like everyone else in here. This particular breed of abominable Xenos is unfamiliar to you, but its appearance alone speaks of a vicious nature and inborn wickedness. Let's go with Medicaid. Everyone gathered here is armed. They all bear scars and some even have fresh wounds. You notice a few humans among the Xenos. They clamor in a mishmash of tongues and laughter rings with lunacy and bloodlust. The air is thick with an all-pervading sense of doom. Your trained eye does not fail to notice that virtually everyone in this place is under the influence of some substance or other, and powerful ones at that. It seems you have wound up in a narcotics den. Observe the scaled Xenos. The leader of this gang is powerfully built. His scaled hide is reinforced with engraved metal in several spots. His long tail coils around, and as his snake-like head sways gently from side to side, the Xenos is enjoying a state of blissful relaxation. His companion, the gaunt Drukhari, is looking at him obsequiously. Her entire body is adorned with hundreds of embedded steel beads and thousands of red injector marks. May we speak? The snake-like Xenos either fails to notice your presence or is simply ignoring you. Iridescent eyelid membranes slide over his eyes, momentarily shuttering them. No doubt a telling look among his kind. Malice's servant. Without deigning to look at you, the cadaverous Drukhari mutters, "Malice wants you to disappear, pathetic whelp." You are Malice, I take it? His serpentine head turns to you with inhuman fluidity, his forked tongue tasting the air. I am Malice. You are an inconvenience. Get lost or you'll find out how Malice deals with inconveniences humanly. Lovely day we're having, isn't it? Not for you by the looks of it. You are right, I could use the services of a healer. So go and look for them elsewhere. Step away from the Xenos. Okay. Malice. Right, okay then. Okay, so let's continue exploring this place. Let's see if we can find any kind of assistance. Examine the gladiator's wounds. Succeeded. Tear out the gladiator's organ. What the hell does that do? Veteran's electrograph. This cranial shunt, marked as the property of the Astra Militarum, is used to directly connect to armored vehicles. Its silvered rim is an indication of the owner's veteran status. Okay. That's interesting. Can't go down there. Okay. Stub revolver. Flak armor. Got some armor at least. Gift from beyond the grave is not so great. We have more armor penetration with this thing though, so I guess we can equip that. Let's continue walking around the other side then. Let's save it here. Try to fix the mechanism. The Omnicized power is such that his tech litany subdue even the twisted spirit of this Xenos machine and force it to operate. Well, fixed it. I don't know if that does anything for me. Might do something for Malice, but I don't want to talk to Malice just yet because I don't know if that's going to trigger him to fight me. This looks like it. Can't really do too much. There's something down here, but I'm guessing we can get there a little bit later, but for now it doesn't seem like I can do too much. Can I talk to any of these guys? There's a fight going on. Soon anyway. Which is why I think this is called the pit. Okay, so there's nothing else to do here. The only thing we can really do is talk to Malice, I suppose. Is there something down here? To the streets of Chasm. Okay, yeah. That's fine. Let's save it here and talk to Malice, since there's not really anything else we can do, and we took the Augmetic as well as fix that thing. Wasting no time, you approach the scaled ringleader of this rabble. The Xenos is clearly more comfortable now. The sleepy torpor induced by the low temperature has been replaced with the languid ease of an undisputed leader in his element. The convector has been repaired. Help me. Why should I? The convector's fixed already. What's the point in me helping you? The little strength you had left in your body has run out. You collapse to the floor, and the darkness that nearly extinguished your mind permanently envelops your vision once more. The drumbeat of your heart, you hear Malice's voice from somewhere far away. Fine, patch up the humanling. He's proven to be more useful than the rest of you put together. Okay, sensation slowly returns to you. Your body is still in pain, but you are no longer on the brink of death. Your wounds have been crudely closed with metal clamps, and your throat is pocked with injector tracks, as though you have been wearing a neck pillow of needles. The one who rendered this first aid to you was certainly not a qualified chirurgeon, someone who would typically be permitted to minister to the person of the illustrious rogue trader. It looks like you're back with us. I don't know whether to offer my congratulations or commiserations. The scaled Xenos looks at you without the slightest deference. Thank you for your help. I do not want your thanks, humanling. You will earn back every stimulant I spent on you. As soon as you stand up, you are seized by a strange sense of unreality. It is as if you are still there in the wicked darkness and everything around you is merely a twisted mirage. Doubt seeps into your mind like a poison, sundering its contact with your body. You have to make a deliberate effort to hold on to the thought that you are you. What is your mind maggot giving you trouble? I saw it latch onto your spinal cord when you were being patched up. A fat, well-fed grub it was, with lots of teeth. It's dying now. They have a short lifespan, and that means its poison is especially toxic. You'll lose touch with reality from time to time, and when the mind maggot dies, the final dose of poison will make you think your body is not your body at all, and then your heart will just stop beating. A dying parasite in the rogue trader's body, poisoning his mind with its hallucinogenic toxin, eh? I could have pulled that thing out of you, of course, but I thought, why should I? Consider it a guarantee of your gratitude toward me. When you earn your healing, I'll release you from it. The lipless mouth stretches into a bloodthirsty grin. Or you can reject my generous offer and look for help elsewhere. Have you heard about that humanling that's always hanging around the gate to the anatomical opera, gasping for breath and begging the homunculus to save her? She can't breathe normally, even the way she says her name is funny. Jay Hedari, as she's about to suffocate. Who are you? I am Malice, and the rabble you see are my shriekers. We are gladiators, the bleeding meat of the fatal thirst combat arena. We are the beasts who go out there to kill and to die in glorious deaths for the entertainment of the Dark City. And this den is our pleasure ground. Where am I? Comorragh, the Dark City, the underside of existence, the realm of the Drukhari. You heard of it, man, humanling? Why did you decide to help me in the end? You are a cocky whelp, but feeble like all members of your race. Your cockiness has not got you killed yet. Which means you must be someone important, and you might be useful. What is a mind maggot? Kind of translucent slug. It is a parasite that can only be found on this side of reality. Mind maggots feed on your memory, and they inject toxic hallucinations into your mind to stop you resisting. Drukhari can train these creatures and use them to show their victims devious mirages. What do you want from me? Kill for me. Go into the mangled sector and find a freak called the Commissar, one of your kind, and spill his guts for me. Do that and you will earn my favor, and in the chasm that counts for a lot. Who is this Commissar? A prisoner of the Drukhari who thinks too highly of himself. Instead of dying in the arena without any fuss, he's hiding, gathering other slaves of your race around him, and making pathetic plans to get his revenge, and many of your kind are listening to him. See how few humanling shriekers there are? They used to all come to me, but now they listen to the Commissar and no longer come. Why do you want me to do it? I don't want to drag my whole gang into the Mangold sector. The place will kill off 3 times more fighters than the Commissar's crew will. That means I need to send in an assassin. The Commissar's fighters know my Shriekers, but nobody knows you, and besides, you don't have a choice, which means you'll see it through to the end. I'm going to need a more serious weapon. Prove that you're useful first. Do this and Malice will see that you have decent toys to play with. But not before. In the meantime, you can pick something out of that junk pile. Malice gestures at a container half full of shoddy equipment. The Mangold sector? What an off-putting name. It's an off-putting place. It's the base of the spire in which we live. Comorragh is stitched together from scraps of various dimensions, and in the Mangold sector the seams are starting to rip. Space is collapsing in on itself, and entropic radiation is off the scale, spawning all kinds of abominations, and the sector itself is slowly but surely turning into nothing. Some unhinged humanling went there recently. What did they call him? Vasorian? He was old but strong and too loud. His visit probably stirred up all the freaks. You should be more careful and quieter than he was. You'd have to be insane to set foot in a place like that. Insane or an outcast like the Commissar, hiding from the hunt, or you. I have no interest in killing anyone for you. That's what you think. I'm not even going to punish you for your disobedience. You'll think about it and realize on your own that you won't survive in Comorragh without friends. You need shelter, weapons, a healer, and I need what's sitting on the Commissar's shoulders. Bring me his head, and in exchange I will share my toys with you. They make surviving in Comorragh possible. And if you think of lying to me and running, when you're on the street, look out for a humanling dressed in red with a cog on his chest and a face full of misery. See how he is dying alone with nobody to help him. Your death will be just the same. Okay, so we now know that Jave, Abelard, and I guess Pascal is the cog guy, so they're hanging around somewhere. So, gotta save them. Let's check our quests first. Find missing companions. Yep, Jay, Abelard, and Pascal. Okay, and we have to bring the Commissar's head. Okay, well, been an interesting episode. Not too much happened from the sort of fighting front, but we have gotten an introduction to Comorragh and how they conduct themselves here. Before we leave, where's the pile of junk that said I can get weapons from? There it is. Let's see what's in there. Hopefully there's something better. Got an Eldari long rifle, heavy stubber, sniper rifle, shuriken catapult. Nice. Okay, let's take it all. So, where's the sniper rifle? There it is. Let's take the sniper rifle. Veterans, electrograph, still don't know what that does. Stub revolver. And that's the gift from beyond the grave, okay. Alright, well, at least we have a sniper rifle now. The question is, how do we get out of here? So I guess we have to go back to the streets of Chasm. Okay, well, in that case, this is probably a good place to end the episode. We've finally got ourselves a sniper rifle, so we are in business now. Somewhat, anyway. The damage is going to be weak and everything, but with all our skills, killing edge and everything, hopefully that will get us through until we can pick up, well, hopefully we can find our gear. But yeah. In any case, I think this is a good place to end the episode, and obviously in the next episode we're going to go try and find our friends and then see how things progress from there, and talk to this Commissar guy, because maybe we want to help him instead of Malice. But yeah, that's for the next episode. And for this one, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.